Hello there, everyone. Christopher Leach, aka Chin195 here. This is just a really kind of quick summary and message to tell you about sort of the most recent sort of update about myself and sort of the streaming and the YouTube for the most part. The key thing is that if I'm being really honest, I have not been doing great lately with my mental health specifically, and that is obviously one of the main things that I centered my channel and my content around. So it felt very disingenuous to not mention that. So what I wanted to say was, you know, I'm not doing great. I am currently locked in a kind of vicious cycle of trying to get a new job after having to leave my old one. And I very quickly realized that I was very burnt out. And rather than drop all my plates and shatter and cause a great mess, what I wanted to do was carefully place a few down and then really concentrate on the ones that I have. And the result of that was the first one that was easiest for me to put down was streaming. I announced in the Discord last week now, at the time of recording, that I just need to take a break. Streams are on hiatus, which means YouTube is on hiatus. And, the podcast, Site to Beauty, is still going to roll out. Episodes are queued up. I have guests lined up. Don't worry about that. That will still function as intended. But for right now, I'm just not in the best place. And not delivering the content that I want really frustrates me, and I feel like I'm letting you, the community, down by doing that, and I don't want to do that. So by taking a break and then refocusing and then going forward, I think is the best thing that I can do for myself, but also for you. I don't know how long this break is going to take. At the time of recording, it's the middle of July. I could get a job at any point. I'm prioritizing part-time work to be able to finish my PhD and then try and get recentered on things. But for right now, I just felt that I wasn't able to deliver what I wanted. And as I say, I do want to stress, to borrow a phrase from my friend Harriet. Whilst I have been struggling with my mental health, I am not, shall we say, like wanting to unsubscribe. It is not that type of experience with depression, right? It is just I'm very tired. I'm very burnt out. And I just wanted to put this together to help explain that, explain why there aren't necessarily any streams, there aren't necessarily any videos going onto YouTube outside of the podcast. It's tough, and I feel like it was very supportive of the community to come back to me and wish me support and encouragement and remind me why I started doing this in the first place. I think that is really easy to forget when you're a few years into content creation as I am. Now, you know, I don't know how long this is going to last, and there is an inherent fear when you're a content creator that if you leave, when you come back, no one else will. That's a fact. But right now, I have to put myself first. I have a few long-term serious commitments that I need to complete, and I had some more seasonal, shall we say, commitments that I've been able to, step back from and reduce my own, load in that sense to give me this chance to breathe. It's been tough. I'm not gonna pretend like it hasn't been. I truly have not been doing great, and I can be genuinely honest about that, and I would be upset with myself if I wasn't. Now, this isn't to elicit sympathy or, an attempt to garner support, but this is just an honest representation of what I'm going through right now, which is truly what the channel was originally about. It was originally a place to come together for me to talk about these type of things. You know, maybe it kind of exists in some sort of pseudo form where it's just chatting for an hour or something, right? When I have capacity. But right now I don't. Applying for a job is almost a full-time job. The pressure and stresses of completing the PhD and other life events like, you know, getting married and things, right? Like all of those add up. And unfortunately, I hit a point where I couldn't quite continue running at the capacity that I was. And, you know, that in of itself doesn't mean that, you know, it's all bad, right? It is not. I'm very, very, very lucky to be surrounded by incredibly supportive and encouraging people, both in the community and within my sort of broader networks. And I'm incredibly grateful and thankful for all of those. But for right now, I need to take a break. I need to refocus. My golden rule for content is that I wouldn't put anything out that I wouldn't consume myself. And, you know, when I'm not able to meet those standards, as perhaps ridiculously high as they are, I felt again like I was letting the community down, and that is also not something I'm willing to do. So yeah, this has been a brief update. It's, you know, it's not great. It's not. The sad thing is, I feel like it could change really quickly. The sooner I get a job offer, the better. I'll be in a great position to then really get into a routine, understand my scheduling, and really, you know, push on with the things that I want to push on with. But for right now, I just need to take a little bit of time for myself, and I will be back. I will be back 100%. Will be back at some point. Right now, though, I don't know when that will be. So, you know, there is the videos on the YouTube are going to stay there. There is Let's Plays. The Discord is still going to stay open. You know, I have a very kind of here and there relationship with social media, but I'm still on it, right? So it's not like Harry and their relationship. These captions. So it's not like I'm just, you know, going cold turkey, disappearing, right? But I just felt it was really important to have this video as a landing spot to just help demonstrate where I'm at the moment. And, you know, that's really important. If all goes well, you know what, maybe this wasn't worth making, and I'll be back real soon. Maybe it is actually just more important that I'm able to communicate and tell you how I'm doing. And that includes when I'm not doing great. But we press on, and before, you know, I sort of finish this video off, I just want to say thank you to everyone for their support, particularly with the content itself, with the streams, with the YouTube, with the podcast. You know, every little bit does not go unnoticed for me. I'm you know, I'm a data guy, right? Like I look at the stats. You know, I know the numbers don't necessarily conquer all, but I do. I look at them. So I want to thank everyone for that. And as we say on this channel, until next time, friends, look after your mind, body, and soul. Bye bye.